to lose. I'm built to win. Applied myself. I filled it in. No time for that doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss.
Pacers were going to make the playoffs. It didn't end so well for you, brother.
If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we live in different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool.
You fell asleep at the trade deadline when we had a trade to get Kyle Lowry out of here.
They told me I couldn't do it. They told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie. I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me keep on running. Toes they gonna take
this is what we gotta tell.
I've been doing this.
I felt it in. No time for that doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss. I pay for the cost. I'm winning to win. Yeah. Refuse to lose. I'm built to win. Apply myself. I filled it in. No time for that doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss. I'm paying the cost. I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse.
We are here. Welcome to Refuse to Lose Sports. My name is Joe Jordan. We have a great episode for y'all today. I know it's been a while since you've seen myself, my man Dave, and Tomo all together. Shout out to Tomo and Carl for holding it down last Friday. But like I said, we have a great show for y'all. Before I introduce my guys, let me let y'all know what we're going to talk about today. It was a big fight that happened on Saturday. Tomo know about it, Mr. In the Red Corner. We had Lamont Roach going against Javante Davis, a.k.a. Tank. Did Lamont Roach get robbed from that fight? We're going to talk about that, obviously. Deebo Samuels got traded to the Commanders. Dave, 49ers fan. Joe, Commanders fan. We got to address that and talk about that trade. The Suns, they've been looking awful. They've been looking terrible. Is it time to blow out the Phoenix Suns? And our last topic we got for y'all, not last topic, we got to talk about contenders and pretenders on about 16, y'all, so make sure y'all stay tight. And the R2L, lock them up, right? Lock them in. But like I said, I got two of my bros with me. I got my boy David Dallas, head of the Dave's Doghouse. He's here right now. He wasn't here Friday, but he's here right now. And we got Missy Godunson himself, co-host of In the Red Corner. He's here today also. How y'all doing, fellas?
Man, I'm doing good, man. I'm just here to talk about some nonsense that keep happening in the boxing world, man. Like it's getting upsetting what's going on with some of these fighters and the results that happen. But other than that, I'm just happy to have my bros back. I'm looking backstage, Carl. Making sure you don't pop up with no more videos. That was a good one. But Dave, Joe, how y'all?
I'm great, man. Got a lot of things to talk about today. Not just Lamont Roach. Phoenix. What's up with the Suns, man? Are they gonna blow it up? I keep hearing that Kevin Durant gonna be gone in the offseason, but I'm also hearing that the Rockets trying to get Devin Booker, man. We gotta talk about that today. So what's up with Phoenix, man? I don't know. And yes, Deebo to the Commanders for a 5th round pick. Wow. Talk about giving your brother a deal. That's what happens. But man, I'm excited about today. I'm excited. Also, Duke 17-0 at home. Mm-hmm. So just so you know, Duke does not lose when it comes to being in Cameron. So, and blew out Wake Forest again, of course, had to do that, Yeah, sorry. But let's get started, man. Let's get started. It's Tuesday. I wasn't here at all last week, but I'm here today. Let's talk about our topics. Let's have fun. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, because we are live on YouTube. And when we live, we turn up. Turn me up. Jody, do you think?
Like they said, we are streaming this on 3 different platforms, Facebook, YouTube, and X. So make sure y'all like the video on all 3 platforms. Make sure y'all follow and subscribe on all of our social media platforms. You can follow us everywhere at Refuse to Lose Sports, as you can see on the bottom. But on X, you can follow us at R2L Sports, and make sure you do that. And share this video with someone so they can come on and watch live with you. And you can be involved in the show by being in the comment section. We can see all the comments that we'll be putting out throughout the show. Shout out to my boy Mike. He's in the comments. Yes, sir. Right? He's here. Yes, sir. Hey, hopefully we get a notification from Mike. You know what I'm talking about, right? Side conversation. Make sure you check the chats. But last but not least, enjoy the rest of the show. Tomo, floor is yours.
Well, before we talk about why Bradley Beal messed up the Suns, we're gonna move into a different sport. You know, we're gonna talk about one of the most controversial topics that's happening right now in the sports world. And no, it's not because the Dallas Cowboys are actually making moves, and no, it's not because the NFC East just found ways to get better every single day. We're talking about boxing. And if you don't know, well, you're gonna find out here. So make sure you hit that like button. Was the Reaper robbed? And if you don't know who the Reaper is, Lamont Roach Jr. went up against Javante Tank Davis on Saturday night, where they both were Tank was actually defending his WBA lightweight world champion belt against Lamont Roach. And then some people decided to take a knee and wipe their eyes and think about what was going on during that fight. But that's not all that happened within that fight. Some news just broke recently, too, about Lamont's lawyer actually reaching out to New York to actually get that call reversed so that he can actually get that win and the belt. We'll touch on that just a little bit more, but I want to ask you guys, because most people already know how I felt about the fight. I seen it, talked about it on In the Red Corner. I'm going to give you 2 more snippets because I love my family here as well. But I want to hear from Dave and Joe about it. I'm also want to hear from Dave because you don't want to drop that bomb in that boxing chat about the lawyer doing what he had to do. So do you feel like Lamont was robbed?
If we're talking about the technicalities of the fight and the fact that he did take a knee down, if you look at it, he didn't get hit to take the knee down. Now, you maybe should have taken a point from that, possibly just because he just took a knee, and it's not something you necessarily are just allowed to do. But I would say that I'm not mad at the draw call. I don't necessarily think that Tank was leading the fight for one. And I kind of sort of feel the same thing about Lamont. I don't feel like either one of them really dominated the fight, or you really saw that who had an edge when the fight was going on. So I'm kind of okay with the draw of how it went. Although in the end, you did see that Roach was kind of sort of gaining momentum. So it seemed like Roach was taking more charge of the fight. But we've seen multiple fights before where someone was taking charge in the end and they ended up losing the fight. That happened with Lomachenko when he fought against Devin Haney. Because Lomachenko was, took charge in the last part of the fight, and they gave the fight to Devin Haney. And we thought that was a robbery. And then we had someone talked about the technicalities of the fight and say, no, if you look at the scorecards, then Devin Haney deserved the win. Well, I'm not going to feel no different about this one, honestly. I'm okay with the way that the tie went. So I would not say that he got robbed. I would say that they need to regulate more when it comes to someone taking a knee or trying to take a pause on the fight while the fight is going on in that moment. Like, you can't just automatically just create your own timeout. So I would say that maybe they should have taken a point for that, but I don't think that would have been a huge difference in. Well, it would have made the difference, and Lamont probably would have won. But I'm not going to give it a robbery there. It would have been different if they gave the fight to Tank. Then I would have called it a robbery if they gave it to Tank, because I saw more of a tie than it was that Tank won the fight.
Yeah.
So me, I scored a game, scored a fight. Sorry, scored a fight, and so I had Lamont Roach winning the first and the second, first 2 rounds. All right, I scored that. I scored Javante winning rounds 3 through 7. And I scored Lamont winning 8 through 12. So I had Lamont winning this fight 115 to 113. I had him winning the fight flat out without the knee being down. But I'm not the judge. So did he get robbed? I'm going to still say yes, because it was a draw. The fact that it was a draw, meaning that in the 9th round, like they talked about, when Javante took that knee and went to his corner to wipe the grease out of his eyes, that should have been called a knockdown because the referee started counting. That should have been called a knockdown. And also, I don't care if it's grease you getting out your hair. I don't care if you file $1 million, take the knee to pick it up. I don't care what it is. You take a knee, that's a knockdown. It got to be. So, and then I know Tomo alluded to it also. The fight was held at Barclays Center, right? And the New York State Athletic Commission, he stepped in and he said a statement at ESPN. and he said they are reviewing the matter involving Saturday's Gervonta Davis and Roach WBA lightweight title fight in Brooklyn. Tank Davis, one of boxing's top stars, took a knee in round 9 following a punch that landed by Roach. Referee Steve Willis, Steve Willis, and this ain't the 49ers. Steve Willis correctly started to count. But when you reach 3, he stopped. When he reached 3, he stopped and didn't rule it a knockdown. If Willis followed the rules and called it a knockdown, Roach would have won via decision. Instead, it was a draw. So they are working on settling this matter. So I do think it was robbed. The fact that it was a draw and that knockdown would have been the tiebreaker. Boom, point blank. It's a point to Lamont. So yes, he was robbed.
He wasn't robbed. He wasn't robbed. The reason why I say he wasn't robbed is because we've seen several fighters get robbed. We had, what was it? Well, we talked about a fight almost like 2 months ago, Dave. It was one of them, I forgot who it was. I can't remember the name.
I mean, we talked about Frank Martin. We talked about
Frank got knocked out. But
No.
It was another fight where they clearly got robbed. The girl on Netflix. Amanda Serrano versus Katie. That was a robbery.
Clear robbery. That was a clear robbery.
You see what happens there? Judges just get it wrong. I don't think it's a robbery. I think it goes back to what Dave was saying. We need better officiating when it comes to boxing. And this is why most boxing fans have stopped watching and falling in love with the sport. Because these judges come in and do that. You say it was around about round 9. I'm looking at the scorecards right now, like the official ones. One of these judges actually gave that 9th round to Tank. So how can you give him the round if you said it was he took the knee and it counts as a knockdown? You get what I'm saying? Like, the judges are the reason why most of these fighters know when you go in certain places, you got to come out with a knockout because you just know you can't leave it in their hands. So technically, he got robbed. But if you ask me, it was a draw. The fight was technically a draw. Without that knockdown, it was a draw. Now, another thing that I learned from this fight is the fact that a lot of people are coming up with new boxing rules all of a sudden. Like, I seen somewhere that you can voluntarily take a knee. And I've been scouring Google for like the last 3 days to figure out where did they come up with this. And I'm going to read it right here. They said a knee is not counted as a knockdown in boxing when a boxer intentionally takes a knee to the canvas, not as a result of being hit by a punch. And the referee determines that the action was not due to a knockdown, but rather for a reason like adjusting the equipment or wiping their eye or wiping something from their eyes. And because I read that, I said, this sounds too close to this situation to be real.
It does.
And that's why I've been on Google the last 3 days and I have not found it anywhere but outside of this one screenshot. So if somebody else has a link to this, send me that. But I seen it in somebody's story.
Send me that screenshot. I'm gonna find it.
All right, I got you. But I said, wait, they said technically it's considered a slip. And then once I heard that, I was like, well, if anything, he should have just slipped and fell. If you want to do that, if that's what he was trying to do. But the other thing I really want to address too is what you dropped in the chat about him being upset about the actual calling of it and trying to go back to New York and saying, hey, well, you know what? I want to actually get this. I want to actually get the win. And y'all need to fix this. I'm going to keep the same energy I kept for Devin Haney. When Devin Haney did this against Ryan Garcia, I didn't like it, and I don't like this move now. Granted, I understand where everybody want to come from with it. They may say the situation is different. One guy was on PEDs versus a actual controversial call. You can call it how you want. I'm keeping my table set the same way. Judges mess up fights all the time. Force the rematch and do what you need to do. Going to New York and getting them to give you this W is not going to make you feel 10 times better. Honestly, if New York gives you the W, Tank could just say, I don't want to fight no more. And now you don't even get the rematch. So technically, people going to say, did you actually beat him or not? It opens too many doors. So Tank, go fight the boy again. Give him the match he deserves. And let's see what happens then.
No, Tomo, I got to disagree with something you said. Sorry. So round 9, I could see it go both ways. Round 9 was a close round, but they didn't count it as a knockdown, so the judges can't call it as a knockdown. The problem wasn't the judges. The problem was the officiating, not calling the knockdown. Once he started counting, that is a knockdown. But he started counting, and then he stopped counting, and he started talking to Tank, all that stuff. So the problem was not the judges, because it was a close fight. Like they said, it was a close. Like I got it 115, 113. That's one round, literally like one round would have made it a tie if I had given another round to Tank. And I could have easily gave Tank round one, or round one, I could have gave Tank round one. But the knockdown is a separator from the draw. And then people gave up examples. Floyd Mayweather. He hit, I forgot who he's fighting. He hit somebody, broke his hand, and took a knee after he hit somebody. And people don't realize this. Before Tank took that knee, I should have had a video. Before he took that knee, he got hit with a jab. He got hit with a jab, looked at his corner, and then was like, took a knee, and then went to the corner. That's what he did. So it wasn't like
that jab ain't connect.
It didn't connect. Well, okay, it didn't connect. Okay.
It
If it didn't connect, it's on me. It's on me. You know, but that's why I don't think it's on the judges, this fight, because it was a close fight. It's a reason to call it a draw if you're not going to call it a knockdown. But I believe that was a knockdown. I believe it was a knockdown because there was no equipment issues. Why was somebody your eye? Come on, man. Yeah.
Hey, look. Somebody sent me another clip of Terrence Crawford getting knocked down in the third round against I can't pronounce his last name. It's too many syllables, too many vowels. It's like K something. But they said that wasn't considered a knockdown, not either. But again, the reason why I'm gonna give you a little bit of pushback so we can move on. If you are the judge and in your heart you felt like that was a knockdown, you can score that round to Lamont. And that's the difference.
That won't be fair though. You gotta judge it right. So you judge it based on the round, which is
that's judging it right though, Joe.
No, you're saying reward it as a knockdown when it really wasn't. Like you
Who said it wasn't though?
The ref. The ref
got it wrong.
So you can't score the knockdown, right? I mean,
that's what the judge is for. You supposed to beat them. You supposed to be my backup. If I got it wrong,
I think the judges score based off the actual round. And then if there's a knockdown, you take a point away. So right. So if there's no knockdown, you don't take a point.
Judges don't always do that.
That's what I'm saying.
No. What are you talking about? When you get a knockdown, you get a point taken away automatically.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is they don't always judge the round the right way.
Yeah.
That's true. But Tomo was saying the judge, if he thinks it's a knockdown, but the ref said it wasn't, he should still judge the round as if it was a knockdown. I'm like, nah.
But the letter by the law, you take a knee, it's a standing 8. The ref never came to you and said it was a slip or anything else. Like there was nothing ever said from the ref. It was just like it just wasn't.
They said no knockdown. Even the broadcasters mentioned that the ref says no knockdown.
Nah.
And like I said, watching round 9, that was a close round. Like literally, that was a close round. That could have went either way.
It was a close round. But I'm with you, Tomo. Get it back in blood. That's the same thing we said about Devin Haney. I'm gonna treat this the same way. Get it back in blood. Because honestly, there are so many fighters that got robbed. Pacquiao got robbed of the fight against Jeff Horn in Australia. We saw that Pacquiao clearly won that fight. Pacquiao got robbed in the fight against Timothy Bradley. He clearly won that fight. So I mean, robberies happen all the time. Did Pacquiao file for it to be reversed? No, he went. He went on to the next fight. That's what happens. You do that. You go get the next fight. And then Devin Haney, he went as far as assuming he did it. He pulled the Drake. So.
He definitely did.
Hold on. So Lamont filed something?
Yes, his lawyer filed to get the call reversed. That happened today.
Because he knows Tank ain't gonna fight that man.
Tank said, "Let's get it back." Like, come on, bro.
He also said, "I don't know when." He also said, "I don't know if it's gonna be next."
That was after that was right. That was directly after the fight. Then they talked again on Twitter, and they've been basically saying, "Let's get it back."
They've been going back and forth.
Hey, listen, I believe when I see it.
Okay. I'm with you on that one. I think he'll fight Lamont before you will ever see them other fights that people keep
he ain't gonna fight Shakur or I don't know. He ain't doing that.
So we already know.
Shakur, you know Lamont and Shakur though, they on talks.
Oh, we talked about it in the right corner. I think Lamont. I'm just letting the RGL family know.
I know whose side you on.
I'm just saying because Ty keeps talking a little crazy, man. I'm just saying.
And Ty come on, Ty. Come on, man.
I'm just saying.
Wrap your hoods. I mean, man, wrap your 50 Cent. Go ahead, man.
Hey, look, man. Sometimes you move to different areas and you become a new person. Deebo moved back. He moved back east. He did go to Carolina, right?
Mhm.
He's from
South
Carolina.
Carolina.
He's
Yep.
from Carolina. Yep. He's from
You know,
Carolina.
and so I said I had to say it. Same Deebo, new coach. I really should have said same Deebo back home, but it is what it is. Shout out to you, Go James. Peace and blessings, my man. But we got to talk about it.
That name is still wild.
You gotta say Kingdom. You gotta say this Goat James.
Yeah.
Mm.
You gotta say home name.
Oh, that's a rule. See, judges mess up all the time. I'm just saying. All right, go James Kingdom. But this is one segment where I'm gonna feel good because I can sit back and really get entertained by my brothers here on this one because my team ain't did nothing yet. I mean, they re-signed some players, but one team out there, hold on, one team getting better. The other team's shipping players off, man. So we get the news that Deebo has been traded to the Washington Commanders for a 5th round pick. A 5th round pick. Meanwhile, Jonathan Mingo went for a 4th round pick, but that's another day. So we got to react to it. I know Joe dropped the reel / short for you all on YouTube. Go check it out, his reaction to it. But I really want to know how Dave feel. But I'm gonna start with you, Joe, because Adam cooking.
Oh yeah, he is. Got a jersey on the side. Hold on. Been a minute I had to put the jersey on my shoulder. You know, NFC Championship game was.
Wait,
ugly.
is A. Johnny a 49ers fan as well? Is that something I didn't know?
Dang. So you must join. You must might as well because
Heck no. Nope. Nope. No, sir. No, sir.
Emotional, damn it.
Tomo, let me tell you how cool Adam Peters is. He traded Jahan Dawson
I knew it.
for a 3rd round pick. Used that 3rd round pick, a 4th and a 6th. Got Marshawn Lattimore. Got a 5th for LaShawn Lattimore also back. Use that 5th and get Deebo. So basically, we traded a 3rd, a 4th, and a 6th for Lattimore and Deebo Samuels. I'll take it. Shout out to John Dawson. He did catch a big catch in Super Bowl, so I can do a thing. But this is why I like this move, y'all. I love this move. Now, do I think it's similar to Eagles getting AJ Brown, Chiefs getting Devontae? Not Chiefs. Cardinals getting the what's his name? Devontae, what's his name? Oh, what's his name?
DeAndre Hopkins.
No, I'm thinking about Devontae. I don't know why. All right. Do I think this move similar? Do I messing the whole flow, man? It's supposed to be the real. So
take 2.
Do I think this move is similar to AJ Brown going to the Eagles? Or similar to DeAndre Hopkins? I'm gonna mess up again. Going to the Cardinals? No, I don't think it's that impactful. But is it impactful? Yes, it is. Did you see our receiving core last year? I'm not going to say no slight on the Yami Brown. He did his thing when it had to be. I'm not going to take no slight on Noah Brown. He did his thing when he had to be. Or Luke McCaffrey, he did his thing. But Zach Ertz was our second leading receiver. Did y'all know that? Zach Ertz. So Deebo Samuels will be valuable in a Cleve Kingsbury offense. $17.5 million contract, 1-year contract on a proven year. Proven year. Not only had his worst year, he got traded for a 5th round pick. He got to be motivated. And then somebody said, I heard Deebo was fat. He said, yeah, 225 to be exact. Can't wait till next season start. First start for new Bo. That's what he said. First start, new Bo. And look, I'm not going to rap too much. But all I got to say is this. Last year, he had his worst year. He's going to be a weapon for us. But although he had his last year, I don't know if they know this. Did y'all know this? He had the highest yak per reception in last year. Y'all know that, right? The highest. So, that's more than Jameson Williams, who's an explosive guy. That's more than Jaden Reed, who's up there, Xavier Worthy, Zay Flowers, Brian Thomas Jr. We want you, my brother. Stay put in Jacksonville. Keep losing. We got you, bro. Jamar Chase, who might be. So all I'm saying is he's still valuable, and the production he put up last year, which was his worst, would have been awesome with us. I would take that any day. It takes the eyes off of Terry McLaurin. And it's not only you got Terry, you got Jaden, who's also a weapon, and now you got to worry about Deebo. I love it. We're not done. I'm not saying it's gonna put us over Philly or over in the Super Bowl. We got a lot of work to do. But Adam, he just can't start.
Let him cook.
All right. I I'm not that 49ers fan that's gonna say Deebo's washed. That's not me. Because I've heard that a lot from a lot of other Niners fans saying that Deebo's washed. That's false. Come on now. Deebo did not have a good year. But to say he's washed is a little crazy. Now, there were a lot of 49er fans, including myself, that thought that Deebo was at least worth a third round pick. When we found out that he requested a trade. So let's not make it seem like now that we only got a fifth that he's washed. Let's not do that. All right. Let's not do that at all. Now, not only was that his bad year, that was, the last 3 years really haven't necessarily been that well as a receiver for Deebo. Now, Deebo did have a 1,000-yard season just 2 seasons ago, but it wasn't a 1,000-yard receiving season. You remember, he did also run the ball a lot often that year as well. That's when we have 4 players over 1,000 yards. That was Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, of course, Christian McCaffrey, and Deebo Samuel. All 4 of them were over 1,000 yards that season. Now, last year, of course, with injuries to Brandon Ayuk and also with Christian McCaffrey not being there for pretty much the entire season, Deebo was the guy that pretty much had to step up. And there were times where he was out as well. And he did not create any kind of separation as a wide receiver. He was overweight during the season, and he did not do what was needed of him as far as being the number one receiver, because Deebo was the number one receiver before Brandon Ayuk got there. Now, if you look at the last 4 seasons, as far as his production as a receiver per game, it was in 2021, 87.8. In 2022, 48.6. In 2023, 59.5. And that's the year we thought that it was awesome for him. And then last year, 44.7. That's receiving yards per game. So he's not that receiver that you're thinking that he's going to put up 195 to 100 yards a game receiving. No, the way you use Deebo Samuel is you use him all around in your game plan. Put Deebo in your special teams as well, because that's where he makes an impact as well. Because in South Carolina, he was used on punt returns and kick returns as well, as well as receiving. And the 49ers use that as well. And we know that with the Cliff Kingsbury's offense, he's going to use Deebo as a running back at times as well, because that was successful for him. It wasn't successful last year, because I tell you, it was abysmal last year of him being in the backfield running. But that was also because our offensive line was non-existent. Trent Williams missed the last half of the season, honestly. And Colt McKivitz, don't get me started on him. Don't get me started on him. The offensive line has not necessarily been good, and that's something we have not addressed in years. Honestly, Trent Williams is the last time we really addressed the offensive line. It's when we got him from Washington. So that's the last time we addressed that. We haven't done it in the draft. If you look at the last few years when we drafted the wide receiver, which was Ricky Pearsall, Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel. Those are the guys that we're drafting receivers. We're drafting weapons in the first round, or defensive tackles that necessarily don't work out for us. So we've used that, and that's just what it is. But I think this is a good move for the Commanders, because that gives them someone else to that offense more dynamic than it already was, because they needed another guy to help out with the offense. You do have Luke McCaffrey, who can pretty much do just almost the same thing that Deebo has, but Deebo is way more explosive than he is.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen what Deebo can do when he becomes explosive. Remember, I know everybody remembers that game against the Eagles 2 seasons ago where he took over.
Trash.
He was dominating in that game. He had 3 touchdowns in that game. His yak was crazy in that game.
Those screens.
So we know when he's on fire, he can be a problem. So let's not make it seem like he's washed, because Deebo's not washed.
So it was a running thing. They said when Deebo got the news, he texted Kyle and was like,
"How come you don't want me, man?"
This is like the 3rd year in a row they kept talking about actually getting rid of Deebo, and then they finally got rid of him. It only took for Adam Peters to go somewhere and bring his boy back.
This was different though because Deebo actually requested to be traded. So this was a little different.
At this point, he was kind of alluding to it at the Super Bowl run and everything too. He was like, you know what, I think my time here is done. But again, it was fun while it lasted. And what better place to go than you like literally close to home? It's a trip right down the street. I mean, if you want to drive or if you want to hop on a train, jet, whatever, you can still get home quicker. And it's a new environment where they're winning. It's not like you getting traded to that old Commanders team where it's just like, man, you sent me here because you don't think we're going to win. Kind of like sending people to Cleveland, but that's another story for another day. Now you just seen the team. Well, it's true. You see what Myles Garrett said? He said, don't even ask about negotiations. Trade me. I don't want none of that. Trade me now. That's all I'm saying. But with the Commanders, again, you just watch this young team blossom again. Everything that you all said about Jaden Daniels and how he did with this offense and just, again, a band of either vets or castaways that was on his Commander team just to see how good this rookie quarterback was going to be. He took him to a conference championship. And what you seen, he basically, I mean, I'll let Mark fight that fight, but he almost outplayed the other guy on the other side, but some things happened in that game. Again, that's for the Commanders fans to defend. I'm just throwing out what I heard. So to bring Deebo there, that's another added weapon to a guy who loves to run the football when plays break down. So imagine having Deebo right next to you with B-Rob and Zach Ertz is probably back. And again, free agency hasn't even started yet. So it's a good move for both. I would say it's a good move for both teams because now you remove a disgruntled player from your locker room, and now you could replace that with Ricky Parasol, and then you got to see what IU going to be. And again, free agency. There's just a lot of things. I say it's a win-win. For teams that trade wide receivers for fourth-round picks that don't have the same production as Deebo, a lot of questions are going to go there to you, but that's another story for another day. Only the Cowboys Shaq can understand it. But for you all, I think it was a good move. I think Deebo is going to be great. And I was with you, Dave. When I kept seeing the 49ers fans say he was washed, I was like, I wouldn't go that far because you traded him. Now, did he have a bad season? Okay. But I wouldn't say he was washed. That's just like when we traded Amari Cooper to the Browns. I won't say he's not washed. He's not going to play in the cold, but he's not washed.
Yeah, Deebo's not washed, and the difference between I know you say there's a conversation for another day, but the difference between the Jonathan Mingo and the Deebo thing is Deebo's contract is the reason why we got a fifth for him. Not a lot of people were willing to trade anything higher than that because of his contract.
Yeah, because and then not just the money, he's on a 1-year deal, so like he has to sign back. And he wanted to come to us too. We wanted to come to.
But the Eagles jersey on though.
Yeah,
I'm being funny.
Yeah, ain't my issue no more.
They had a Titan jersey on. Man, what that mean? But look,
the Titans versus the Eagles, Joe.
I mean, he's a Mariota fan. The Eagles jersey look nice, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
He was just doing that because he
was losing. He was beating the Eagles when he played.
That was a little, that is a little mental edge right there. I see what you're saying.
I mean, if he wear a Cowboy jersey, you gonna think he want to be with the Cowboys? I mean, he owns.
That's another bullying factor. You right. 2 teams he beat up on, he gonna wear the jersey. Say, what you gonna do about it?
We doing right. Too. But look though, I
ain't gonna do that here though. Calm down. I heard that.
Why the 49ers did what they did? They just signed Brandon Ayuk. They drafted Ricky Parasol, and they gotta sign Brock Purdy next year. Probably they keep him. So they had it
next year. This year.
No, they don't have to sign him this year.
He's getting a contract this year.
No, what I'm saying is, if he gets a contract, he gets it. But he's on 1 more year. This is last year though. They had to deadline is next year. They had to play him next year. So I get why they did what they did because they're not gonna be able to pay Deebo what he wants. And then look, Deebo. I mean, Dave put some numbers out. He on 600, 670 receiving yards. But look at it. He don't get a lot of targets. He don't. And here's the thing though, when he get that rock, last year, 13.1 yards per reception. That's good. That's pretty good. Year before that, 14.9. 13.1 is his third highest in his career. That's last year. So the man still got it. He might not be Deebo or Pro Deebo that we saw the other year, 1,300 receiving yards, some craziness, 1,400 receiving yards. He might not be that Deebo. But give me 800. I'm cool with that. Give me 800 receiving and give me about 400-500 rushing. I'm straight. And give me about 7 to 10, 7 to 12 TDs. I'm cool with that.
500 rushing. Your boy gonna try for 1,000 yards. So I don't know how you
I'm cool with that too.
1,000-yard rushing quarterback, 1,000-yard rushing
Oh, he's
running.
talking about our quarterback.
Yeah. You taking away
Hey,
some touches now.
we gonna run it up. No pun. And
Hey.
we were number 7 ranked offense in the NFL, and we added another piece. Come on now, like, and we not done. We got bread. We got that bread, boy. I'm confident saying a lot today.
You are though. Well, I mean, we could talk about 50 Cent because this one player seems like he got 9 lives. We got to move on to the desert. It's going down, man. I would say they feel like they got 9 lives, but they the 11th seed in the West right now. We got to talk about the Phoenix Suns because there's a song that goes out there, man. There's a time of the day when the sun is going down, and that's the golden time of the day. But if you play for the Phoenix Suns, I don't think it's a golden time right now. And the Phoenix Suns are currently sitting at 28-33. And there's just so much coming out about one. They wanted to trade Kevin Durant. They said Kevin Durant asked for a trade, and he said, no, I didn't. And then another guy got traded there. This is Joe really just put this alley hoop there for me to just get my jokes off about this guy. But then they talking about, then they talking about Booker getting traded. So the question really comes, is it time to blow up the Suns?
Can I start off with this one, please?
Go ahead, do your thing.
Yes, blow it up. Blow it up. Trade them. Get them out. Because look, this team hasn't necessarily been the same since they went to the finals with Chris Paul and Devin Booker. Hasn't been the same. It seems like, and this is not a shot towards Kevin Durant, but it kind of seems like no matter where he goes, the team does not look the same. It just doesn't look the same. It's not going to be what it needs to be. And then when they added when they added Bradley Beal, that to me didn't seem like they wanted to go win a championship. I understand that Bradley Beal is an offensive threat as far as scoring, but other than that, what has Bradley Beal done or been a part of to say that he's going to help you win something? It's not something that's been consistent when it comes to Bradley Beal. Devin Booker, there have been criticism of Bradley Beal and Kevin Durant. Where's the accountability for Devin Booker? Devin Booker has been to the NBA Finals, so he deserves some criticism as well. They all need to be held accountable, and they just need to blow it up. They're even talking about firing their head coach, Mike Budenholzer, who just became the head coach. He ain't even been there that long, and they already talking about getting him out of the door. So blow it up. Blow it up. What plan do you have for this team to do something? Because you're already going to trade Kevin Durant in the offseason. You tried to trade him to Golden State, but he said no, he didn't want to go there. And then you had an opportunity to send him to Miami for Jimmy, but you didn't want Jimmy. Now you see what Jimmy doing in the Warriors, and now you're regretting it. So blow it up. See what you can get. Bradley Beal is not going to go nowhere unless it's somewhere where he wants to go. That's what happened when you go trade for somebody with no trade clause and someone who's not worth having a no trade clause. This is no disrespect to Bradley Beal getting that contract. Get your money. You did a great job at doing that. But as your performance and what you've done as a player, you're not someone who should be calling shots of where you should go. That's someone like Giannis, Steph, LeBron, those kind of guys. SGA, Tatum, those are guys that you put in that Luka. Those are the guys that should be saying that, nah, it's no trade clause. If I'm getting traded, it's gonna be somewhere where I want to go. You ain't done nothing in this league to say that. Have you ever been a scoring champ? You've been all NBA first team, second team, third team. Have you? Have you led the league in steals, led the league in assists? What have you done in this league, honestly? And the Suns they went 2-10 in February. They have a losing record in the month of February. And this is a team that's supposed to be competing in the West. This is a team who people thought that it would be somewhat of a competing in the West, at least be top 6. They're not even that. They're 11th. They're not even in the play-in right now. So blow it up. And send KD to Miami in the offseason.
I will say this. I had to look it up. He made All NBA third team in 2021. So I think that's where he got the contract. I think he had to make one of those just to get that super max. But for me, Dave, you took the words right out of my mouth because I was going to start off by saying it seems like it's this dark cloud that follows Kevin Durant outside of when he went to Golden State. It's like when he steps into the organization that already has a culture set and he can just go hoop, it's good. But when the culture is built around him and he brings people around, it just never turns out good. And we're saying it's not Kevin Durant, so we're not going to start off by saying it, but it just seems like when the culture is built around him, a guy who just wants to hoop, everything seems to just fall to the wayside that's beside him. He's like the shining light, and then everything else is just bad. Like we could talk about the Nets situation where they went through Kyrie, James Harden, Ben Simmons, and then he said, you know what? The Nets is going to do the right thing, and we're going to trade you out to Phoenix. We're going to put you in Phoenix where you got Booker, and then it was a young core, actually, and they was balling. And then next thing you know, Phoenix said, oh, we got to find a way to make our own big three. And then they did the Wizards a solid by trading for Bradley Beal. And then something happened throughout the season because at some point, I'm looking at it, say the Bradley Beal has a 51-44 record career with the Suns. That counts the games that he actually played. The Suns are like 18-24. No, the Suns are 18-24 with Bradley Beal this season. So when he's healthy, it's something wrong with that chemistry there. But they say about him and Durant and Booker, they only play like they have a combined missed 38 games this season. So that right there lets you know it's something too. Because when they traded for Bradley Beal, I was like, well, you already know KD is kind of up and down with the injury situation. You know, Bill was always up and down with his injury situation. And then Booker, again, is Booker. But another thing that Dave said that I was going to point out too is Kevin Durant has that dark cloud. But who was the face of the franchise before either one of those guys got there? Who went to the championship with this team before either one of those guys got there? Who was with Chris Paul and that coaching staff that went to the finals before either one of those guys got there? So it's kind of up to him too at some point to step up and be like, hey, look, guys, we need to get this together. I know what you can do, KD. We played in the Olympics together, so I know what you're capable of. We just got to find a role for Bill, and then we can make some things shake. Because I was on here arguing that Draymond sound crazy for saying that the Warriors can even make it to the finals. And then I go look at the Suns and say, you know what? If Draymond played for the Suns, then he really sound delusional. But at least the Warriors got a chance because they jumped up. So I'm with you. Blow it up. But the bad part about blowing it up is one of these players got a switch on them that you can't unlock unless he decides. So you going to start over with Bradley Beal? That's my question.
Go ahead, Tomo.
Hold up. Shout out to Ty with the 499, only because the sound effects not right. Shout out to Ty with the 499 super chat. Shout out to the best network. Shakur has no L's or draws.
He free balling? Dang.
That's why. Shakur has no L's or no draws, but I know who has draws. But I know who has a draw, and that's about it. And that's about to change to an L. Hashtag email chant. Hashtag email, hashtag capital L. I mean,
Tune us in the red corner, y'all.
You can also add a hashtag bad hands. But go ahead, Joe.
At the end of the day, it's time to blow it up. It's time to blow it up, man. And the Suns, right? This is what baffles me about the Suns. In 2011 to 2020, the Suns did not make a playoffs. Then they get DeAndre Ayton. They had Devin Booker, Mikal Bridges, Chris Paul, right? They make it to the finals. And what happens a year afterwards? They lose to Luka, get new ownership. Matt Ishba, I believe his name is, who won the national championship with Michigan State, by the way. So he has some basketball knowledge. He comes there and try to create his super team, go get Kevin Durant, and turn around and go get what's the name? Bradley Beal. Which was a bad mistake. I think we all was like, why are you getting Bradley Beal? He got a no trade call in his belt, which is terrible. So the issue is these dudes can't play defense. That's the problem. And we knew that was a problem when we came into the season when they signed the 2 point guards they had, who we thought that was good for them because they could take the ball out of their hands. But neither of them dudes could play defense either. So the Suns have the worst defense in the NBA over the past month, allowing opponents to score 121.3 points per 100 possessions. Over that same span, Phoenix also ranks 28th in net rating. Terrible. And it's a team with Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal. So, and what's sad about this, they got a 7% chance to get a top 4 pick, which is high in the lottery. But they don't own it. The Rockets do, who are in the playoffs, which is crazy. So they did say they are going to keep, if they don't make a playoff run, which we believe they won't do, they're going to build around Devin Booker. Now, they're going to trade KD, and I think they should trade KD. Just trade him. Trade Kevin Durant. You don't have no assets. And this ain't nothing to what, it's not me saying KD is not valuable no more. It's just that they not doing nothing with KD. It's kind of like what I said about the Bengals. You got Trey Henderson. He had a career year, and they still was trash. Why pay him? Just get rid of him and build around the defense. Get some more pieces versus paying one guy. So you could trade Kevin Durant, get some assets and regain them because you don't have none for the future. Bradley Beal is gonna be a tough one. The Wizards said they'll take him. Give him to him then. Like send him back to DC if they want him. I'm like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. And the reason why Buho is on the hot seat because he's a defensive guy, and they trash on defense. They came and fixed that problem. If I'm them, I'm getting rid of KD. I'm getting rid of Bradley Beal if I could. I'm getting rid of Budenholzer. I'm getting a new coach, new culture. I might even get rid of James Jones. Get out of here. Get rid of James Jones, the GM, and start over from scratch and get a whole new, brand new organization, a whole new culture. And last thing I'm gonna say is this: Budenholzer did say something to Devin Booker on the bench, by the way. I don't know if you heard about that. Like, Devin Booker was like on the bench talking to the team, with some rage. And he was like, man, told him to tone it down. And that, that became a big thing. Yeah, I know. He told him to tone it down. Now, Devin Booker did address the media and said it wasn't a big thing. They have a great relationship, but you know how the NBA players are. They just talk, try to cover it up.
Mike Brown and De'Aaron Fox had a great relationship too. We saw what happened in that situation.
And to this day, De'Aaron Fox still think they got a good relationship. All right, according to him, by the way.
You might be right because they both got shipped out.
De'Aaron Fox sabotaged the trade. We supposed to get what's his name, but he was like, "Nah, I want him here. I want him here."
You're supposed to get Castle or somebody.
Yeah, and he said, "I want him here." And the Spurs talking about, "Oh, we think he'll get good as Fox." Nah, you just saying that because Fox want to keep him. Yeah.
Oh, wow. He fully Sacramento. Oh.
We good though. We straight. I think we straight though. We straight. It's cool. You guys haven't been out the deal. I ain't tripping.
You don't know my pain, but you still could have had a young Castle.
Hashtag.
Yeah, I would love to have Castle. Yeah, but we
hashtag
good.
You got swiped. That's what
yo.
He got swiped because Wimby out for the year. Enjoy the play in. Oh, sorry, the play out. Sorry, but I still love you, man. I still love you.
Well, we gotta talk about contenders first. Before we move on to the contender or pretender segment that we got going on here. Whoever in DC said they wanted Bradley Beal back, that had to been in January or something. Because don't say that now.
I'll tell you one thing too. The Bradley Beal needed to just go ahead and just forget about that no trade clause and just get out of Phoenix, bro. Like,
no, for real.
Because no teams that he want to go to want him. He wanted to go to Miami. They was like, no. I think it was another team wanted to go to the Lakers. They said no.
It's that contract, man.
Nobody wants him because of that contract.
Go somewhere and ball out.
Go anywhere.
Buckets and then renew this.
Go to Charlotte.
I was gonna say that.
That might be good though.
That's why I said go to Charlotte. Go to Charlotte. He got somebody that's gonna feed him the ball. Go to Charlotte.
Him.
Miles Bridges.
What's Miles Bridges and the other dude name?
Bro from Alabama, right?
Yeah, Alabama. Dang, I lost.
Hold on, I got you.
Call in the comments. He'll get his name.
Oh my gosh, why I can't think of his name?
I got you. Weird.
Dang, third pick in the draft, I think. What's going on?
Brandon Miller.
Dang.
There we go. Well, he could go back out east. I mean, we gotta talk about he could be with a contender or a pretender because right now the Suns looking like a pretender, and we're gonna do 17.
They are a pretender. Looking.
I mean, because KD, KD he's a contender wherever he goes.
I mean, so I knew with the Angels and they was trash. That's all I'm saying.
No, I'm just saying, you're right.
That's different though.
You're right.
Shout out Teddy. That's gonna be a short Teddy.
Then we're gonna do several teams because we gotta talk about are they contenders or pretenders because we already know with March Madness coming up, then that really lets you know that the NBA season is almost close towards the playoffs, and we gotta talk about a few of the finals teams. So some of the teams that we're gonna go down as far as talking about contenders or pretenders, we're gonna touch on the Cavs, the Knicks, the Bucks, the Lakers, the Grizzlies, and the Rockets. And the first team we're gonna start off with right now, they're currently sitting second in the East. No, they're first in the East. I'm sorry. Don't disrespect them. I was talking about Teddy would have killed us if we would have said that the Celtics was pretenders. But Cleveland right now with a 50-10 record, fellas. Are they contenders or pretenders? Joe.
Contenders. They're contenders. They're the best offense in the league. They have defense, which is they're not the best defense in the league, but they have they have a team built for defense. You know, they got defenders. They got Randall, Evan Mobley, who's playing all-time level right now as far as his career. They got DeAndre Hunter from the Atlanta Hawks, was a big deal, and they have a bona fide scorer, Donovan Mitchell, who's surrounded by shooters, including Darius Garland. So, yes, I think they are contenders to win the whole thing.
I agree. I think they're contenders as well. This is not the team that was here that we saw last year or 2 years ago. Evan Mobley has increased his play offensively, and we know he's a monster defensively. He actually just won Eastern Conference Defensive Player of the Month, so we know what he's capable of. He's actually him and Jaren Jackson Jr. are tied for the odds of who's actually going to win the Defensive Player of the Year, which means a supermax contract could be coming his way. Jared Allen, we know what he is defensively as far as rebound and blocking shots, so you got him. And they got my boy Strus. I was on my boy Strus today. He can shoot from threes. Yeah, they contenders. So contenders for sure.
Yeah, they're definitely contenders. I mean, we're gonna talk about another team in the East that plays good sometimes, but then they act like they don't know how to play against when good teams roll around. But right now, I say the Cavs are contenders. They actually found a way to get this young core to play a little bit better. The defense is there. The offense is also they can. We all know what Spider can do when it's time to turn up. So again, it's just about who they face in the playoffs. But right now, I feel like they're contenders.
Let's get it. All right, clean sweep.
All right, now this next team, I think we're gonna really have some back and forth about because I thought it was a two contender or pretender. We're talking about the Knicks. I call them pretenders. I say they're pretenders. There's been several times where they went up against some of the top teams in the East and they found a way to lose the game. And there's also, we can all talk about what Tom Thibodeau is going to do with the physicality of the offense. Yes, this Knicks team turned around quickly with Cat, quicker than what I expected. But because of how I seen when they faced off against some of that top tier talent in the actual East, I'm calling them pretenders.
Dave?
Absolutely pretenders to me. Absolutely. They are 0-7 against the top three teams in the NBA this season.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
They have not beaten OKC, the Cavaliers, or Boston. You can't say that you're competing for a championship if you can't beat the two top teams in the East.
Mm-hmm.
Forget OKC. You haven't even beaten Boston or Cleveland, and you've gotten blown out by Boston and Cleveland in the last two games. So, no, they're pretenders. And Karl Anthony Towns has one of the worst defensive ratings in the league as well. His defensive rating in the league is 109.2. That's terrible. He's not a good defender. They replaced two people who don't defend. So Julius Randle is in Minnesota not defending. And Karl Anthony Towns is in New York not defending. So pretenders. They can't beat nobody that's really good in the NBA. And they struggled against my Miami Heat this the other night. They had to go to overtime to win that game. They were down double digits. So pretenders.
I agree. They are pretenders. I was high on them before, but no. Like Dave said, they're 0-7, 0-7, right? 0-7 against the top three teams, 0-5 against the Cavs and the Celtics. They're 18 with defensive rating, but I think their rating is worse than what it shows. No, I think what they show is worse than the rating. So to be a contender, you have to kind of be like a top 15 defense, top 12 is defense. If you're not, you gotta be top 10. If you're not top 10, your offense has to be like one of the best. You gotta have like a superstar that's going to get you there. Normally, like the Nuggets, they were like top 13, top 12 defense, but they got Jokic, you know. So But usually you gotta be a top 10 defense. So I'm gonna say no. No.
Okay, so look at
Pretenders.
that. Back to back. Say contenders for the
And
Cavs.
that was actually his career defensive rating. His defensive rating this year is 110.6. So
He
that's
says
worse.
he still lost.
Of course, he's gonna take a shot. He a Pistons fan. That's what he do.
Hey, Trey Young would never, right, Carl?
And Trae Young would never win the 3-point contest. Exactly.
We'll get to the finals, right?
Hey, look.
Yeah, he definitely didn't get there yet.
Ooh, this rivalry has turned into something good, man. I tell you. What we got to talk about, we're going to switch it up and we're going to talk about the Milwaukee Bucks. Contenders or pretenders, yo?
I'm going to say contenders, man. I'm going to say contenders. They are a top 10 defense. I like the trades they made in the mid-season. Now, do I think they're going to beat the Celtics? No. I think they're a bad matchup to the Celtics. But when you got Giannis on your squad, champion, 2-time MVP, a defensive player of the year, who's playing great right now, by the way. We haven't seen Giannis and Dame healthy together in the playoff run. So you can't count that out. And people might poo-poo on this, but they did win the NCAA tournament by beating OKC in the championship. That was a big deal. They beat the best team in the West, and OKC took that game seriously, and they won that game fair and square. So I would say, yeah, they are contenders.
This one was definitely not easy for me because I'm also looking at how they played last season and how, they have, Chris Middleton is gone. They went and got Kyle Kuzma. So they did improve offensively by going to get Kyle Kuzma, but Kyle Kuzma did not help defensively. Let's be honest about that. But I don't know. I'm going to say contenders because of Giannis. For me, it's just because of Giannis. It's not because of Giannis and Dame. It's because of Giannis to me. Giannis to me is the biggest factor when it comes to the Bucks. Because if Giannis is playing like Giannis, then they always gonna have a chance. We've seen times where Dame can catch fire and they still lose. So the thing is, if Giannis is playing the way he is offensively and defensively, they always have a great chance. So I'm gonna say contenders. The only thing is, they got Dame as their point guard, who has not, necessarily won much in the playoffs, and they got Doc Rivers. So as long as they got Doc Rivers as the head coach, are they really contenders? You kind of have to say no, because he hasn't won a championship or gotten there since he was with the Celtics. So
for me, I wrote it down. I said contenders, question mark, question mark, question mark. And it really was two of those question marks was Doc Rivers. Like, what is he actually going to do? And the third question mark was, what is going to happen when they go up against Boston, and who's going to step it up? Because again, with Giannis, they're contenders. Like, you could say that when he's on the court. Adding Kyle Kuzma is another offensive threat, so that helps with the 1-2 between Dame and Giannis. But it goes back to Doc Rivers. And what is he going to do when there's those controversial calls or when it's time to make some plays? But they're contenders for now. Let's say this. I'm writing them down as contenders with a pencil, just in case I need to erase it and say they're pretenders.
Now, I do got some pushback real quick, so y'all mind. Dame does have playoff success. All right? Dame led his team to the Western Conference Finals, lost to the Warriors. Dame hit 2-game winners in the playoffs to beat the Rockets, who were the higher seed, and to beat OKC, who weren't the higher seed, but were the better team. Because they had Paul George and Westbrook. So he does have some he does have some playoffs success. He also beat Jokic, too, in the playoffs. The year before before the bubble, he beat Jokic. So I would say
game Jokic. So yeah, I guess.
But it was Western Conference. They was one game away, game 7. The game with the 7 games, 1 game away for Western Conference Finals.
In the bubble,
that was before Jokic became who he is now.
I mean, he got playoffs success. That's all I'm saying.
You said in the bubble?
The year before the bubble.
Oh, okay.
He got playoff success, but he also has some playoff failures as well. That's all I was really saying.
I mean, I wouldn't say he has failures. My thing with Dame is he's just better as a second best guy. It's point guard. They're not a point. Only 2 point guards in NBA history were the best player on their team to win a championship. That was Steph Curry and Isaiah Thomas. Outside of that, you ain't winning. That's why when Allen Iverson got there, we was like, dang, that's amazing. Somebody that small against somebody to the finals. That was amazing. So that's why Dame is better with Giannis. And then also Doc Rivers. I'm not on Doc Rivers. he did win when he had a good team. He got, like y'all both said it, he got Giannis. So, I mean, I ain't a Budenholzer fan, but he won with Giannis, right?
50 piece.
Look at Budenholzer right now. He about to get fired in 1 year.
It's because Giannis ain't there. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, they ain't got to play this. Dang, I see what he's sabotaging the Suns. That's what he beat in the finals.
That's why he traded for Brett. Contenders or pretenders. Let's talk about a team that was in the neighborhood and found a way to make it to the second seed in the West, man. Earn that given. I know this segment right here is going to ruffle some feathers, or it's going to get some people to be like, man, I didn't think y'all thought about us that way. With the trade of Luka and how LeBron has been playing since Luka's gotten in, how Luka's actually turned around he rejuvenated this team just a little bit. I gotta say the Lakers, man. I gotta say the contenders. I gotta say the contenders right now. I feel like they're one of the teams that can match up with almost everybody in the West as far as having LeBron as your second best player. That kind of shakes some things up, and then the way Luka can create his own shot, create shots for others. It's kind of like having an offshore LeBron. So I'm gonna say they contenders right now.
I'm not even just gonna say right now, they're contenders. They're contenders, period. As long as you have LeBron James is your second best player, they're contenders. Let's just be honest about that. They were 10-2 in February, 12-2 before they got Luka. So they were already hot before they got Luka. And not only that, they are a good defensive team. This is something that people were questioning when they got Luka, was how good are they going to be defensively? And they're actually still playing really good defense. Luka is going for loose balls. He's in passing lanes, doing what he can to create steals. LeBron blocking shots. They're playing with effort. That's what the main people wanted to see is what are they going to do defensively with effort? And now you're letting Luka take charge in the offense pretty much. And LeBron and Luka are balling. I mean, LeBron averaged almost 30 points per game in the month of February. Mm-hmm. He was the Western Conference Player of the Month for a reason. And then the number 2 seed. No one thought that this was going to happen this soon. JJ Redick, who people were comparing to Pat Riley when he became the head coach, had a better record at the half point in the season than they did with Darvin Ham last season. They're contenders.
As a Kings fan, y'all. I said this in my reel. I'm really liking this Lakers team. It reminds me of Carl when R2L first came out. He used to always come on R2L and be like, not gonna lie, man. I know I'm a Ravens fan, but I'm liking this Bengals team. Like Carl used to always say that. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Outside of the Kings, this is my favorite team to watch, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, this is legit been my favorite team to watch outside of my own Kings, because I like to watch my Kings regardless. But the Lakers, I be finding myself rooting for them. It's crazy, right? So I'm not one of them Kings fans that like hate the Lakers, because I rooted for Kobe. Kobe is my favorite player. For those who don't know, I couldn't stand Kobe, but Kobe was my favorite player when he got beat by Boston and came back. I was like, you know what? I started rooting for the Lakers. I rooted for the Lakers that whole Kobe run. And Luka's story to me right now, man, getting traded. Y'all know how I felt about Luka last year, and Mr. Intangibles, right? And now he come here, and like they said, LeBron is the second best player. Yes, they're contenders, y'all. They're definitely contenders.
They probably entertaining because Luka and them, they be out. They bringing the Showtime Lakers back. That's what it probably is. But next team, yeah, that's gonna be interesting because
cool with that.
A lot of people gonna start questioning, man. That's like me coming on here saying, man, I don't know, man. Them Eagles, man, that's an entertaining team. I like to watch them when they playing. Hey. No, I don't, but they good though.
Yeah. Shout out to Luka, man. Luka did it, man. I'm telling you, I'm a Luka guy.
That's the thing about the NBA, man. It could be
players. I'm still rocking with the purple.
I saw what he reached up. I knew he was reaching for.
I'm still rocking with the crew, though. Still rocking with the crew. We pretend this over. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, we stay in the old West with this one. This guy came back. They've been pretty quiet as far as like when he got back on the court, as far as his him off the court. He's doing the right thing. He's hooping now. And you gotta ask, man. The Grizzlies, contenders or pretenders?
You going first, Dave? Go ahead.
I'm gonna have to say pretenders. I'm gonna say pretenders. Yes, they made it back, and I know what they can do, but I don't know. To me, it seems that they can be inconsistent at times. Like you'll see them go on spurts where it's like they are playing great basketball, but then they on spurts. It's like what are they doing? So I'm gonna say pretenders right now. They can be contenders for sure because they got John Morant, they got Desmond Bain, they got Jaren Jackson Jr. So they got players, they got guys, and they got one of their rookie is in conversation for being rookie of the year. But I'm gonna say pretenders right now.
Same. I'm gonna say pretenders, man. As much as I want to say contenders for Memphis, they overcome so much. People get injured, they plug and play, and they keep winning. They got a lot of depth. They use a lot of their players. But do I really think John Morant, right now, can get to the West and beat Boston? Nah. So I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say pretenders for right now.
I think this one's a clean sweep. They're pretenders as far as like they'd have overcome so much stuff, but I still think like right now they need one more year to get it together. Like granted, they are sitting at fourth in the West, but once you get to the playoffs and teams can lock in, are you going to be able to keep that same intensity? Yes, the youth is there and everything, but right now they pretending. Cupid's zirconia, it shine right in the light, but it ain't no diamond. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, Cuban zirconia. I wasn't expecting that.
I mean, I could have said moissanite, but moissanite sounded a little bit brighter. So if we gonna say moist, I would say the Lakers are like moissanite right now. Like the rainbow effect is dead. You put the diamond tester on it, is real. But we all know, like once the playoffs come, anything can happen. So they pretenders.
Okay.
And everybody in Memphis, I love Memphis though. Yeah, glow. I just want y'all to know I ain't got time for that. Already got Philly people looking for me. Now we gotta take it down to Houston. We're going to H-Town. Contenders or pretenders?
I'll kick this one off.
They faking. Go ahead.
Pretenders. They are a really good defensive team. I like Udoka, but offensively they're average. And if you're going to be an average offensive team, if you don't have a superstar, do I expect you to not be average or below average in the playoffs when the defense is higher? Jalen Green is their go-to guy. They have other guys who have nights, but he's their guy who's the go-to. Do I believe Jalen Green will lead the Houston Rockets through the playoffs? No, I don't think that. I don't think he's there yet. He does have a great skill set, all that stuff. They're not ready. They're still young. It's going to be their first time in the playoffs too. So I'm going to say no. And as a Kings fan, we beat them 3 times already. Why would they be contenders?
Same pretenders. And now I'm someone that was high on the Rockets the last 2 seasons. So I like this Rockets team. But they're inconsistent as well. They're 5-5 in their last 10 games. If that don't say inconsistent, I don't know what does. They were the number 2 seed for majority of the season. And now they dropped down 3 spots. Now they're the 5th best team in the West. I can't call you a contender when you go from 2 to 5. It would be different if you went from 5 to 2, which is what the Lakers did. The Lakers went from 6 to 2. So nah, they're pretenders. And I love what Ime Udoka is doing with this team. Like Joe said, good defensively, but offensively, it's mid. It's okay. It's not as explosive as you thought it would be. And shout out to was it Asar Thompson or was it Ahmed Thompson? I forgot which one.
Rocket twins.
I think they got Ahmed. I think Asar played for the Pistons.
Asar played for the Detroit Pistons.
Yeah. So Ahmed Thompson has been one of the best wing players coming up so far this season, offensively and defensively. He's improved drastically. And of course, Joe mentioned Jalen Green. They got Alfred Sengun. They got some really good guys here on this team, but they're inconsistent. They're inconsistent, man. So yeah, pretenders. I would love to say that they got that they are the contenders, but they're not there yet.
Joe, you asked me a question about the Cowboys one time. You was like, "Do y'all have anybody on your team that like been to a Super Bowl or just like any vet like that can help get this team over that hump?" And I was like, "Nah." And granted, I've seen what Ume has done with the actual Clippers, and it looked like he's doing the same thing here with the Rockets. But I feel like it's just like one or two more pieces that's missing from this team that's going to get them to that level where we can say they are contenders. I'm with you on that. I'm with the panel on this one. I think they are pretenders right now.
Well, they have an NBA champion on the team, Fred VanVleet, but
Oh yeah, true. They do have
But-
yeah.
but like
Fred not
But like-
enough to get them over that.
but like
hump,
Joe
though.
said, your point guard can't be your best player.
Yeah, they need one
And
more.
he ain't the best player, but he also ain't the person that's going to lead them to a championship either.
no, and he wasn't.
He wasn't the guy. It was it was really Kyle Lowry and Kawhi Leonard. It wasn't.
Man, he lucky they got out of Philly the way he played. Played like
Exactly.
straight garbage. I get it. His baby was in like his wife was about to have a baby, and soon the baby, I don't know if it was a girl or boy, but soon the baby was born, he turned up.
Started cooking.
He killed the Warriors, but he did a good job on Steph though. I ain't gonna props for that. Good. Even though Steph dropped 40-something points one game, but he did a good job on Steph.
All right, let's just go to the locker room, man. You can't get a man credit like, but Steph almost dropped 50, but he did a good job though.
Yeah. It's funny when he dropped that 50 or 40 something, it didn't even feel like it. They still lost by like double digits. That's when he didn't have Clay or KD.
He
was
had
like,
to
Steph gonna have to
in that
drop
moment.
50. He dropped like 46.
Carl, we know. We say he cooked in the finals.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, in the finals he cooked. And 76ers
then,
though.
Yeah, he
You put I don't know the number. Pull him up. Trash. I'm like, can y'all not play this man? That's how bad he was playing. Then out of nowhere, he flipped the switch. He flipped the switch.
It was when the ball had bounced and they made it to the finals. He said, "Oh, I got to turn up. This is luck right here. We got to make something happen." So,
that was crazy.
Man, the way them two franchises went opposite ways after that, you know, it's just.
We got some NBA news.
Okay.
I got Clippers guard Norman Powell will be sidelined for 10 days after suffering a hamstring injury.
Man, the Clippers, man. Wow, you used to be my guy, but you're not the same, dog. Sorry.
Joe turned into the kid from Space Jam. You're not Charles Barkley.
Wannabe?
Beat it.
You're not Kawhi Leonard. You're just a Kawhi wannabe.
He gonna
I watched that tonight too with my kids too.
Right,
I'm like, bro, you trash. Why you gonna play with these kids? You know you garbage. Why you doing Charles Barkley?
I ain't gonna lie, man. That was the best Space Jam.
Yes.
That was a good basketball movie. That and Air Bud, but go ahead. Let's talk about the locker room. I just had to catch that low guard. Look at Dave's face. He like Air Bud though.
So we don't have no graphic. We can just name our picks.
Oh man! All right, so this is our R2L Local Men segment. This is where we let you all know where we place our bets for the week as far as what teams we choose. We do it amongst any sport. We do the spread or the money line, but we want to let you know if you do add these to your parlays, these are our opinions. We do not have the graphic right now, as Joe said, but when you go look at the graphic, you will see that our numbers sometimes do help you all win. But these are our opinions. We appreciate you all tapping in. We appreciate you all being members, but these are our opinions. Do not find me on Instagram saying, "Hey, bro, I lost my house because you said bet this." I told you this was my opinion.
We ain't telling you bet the house on everything. That ain't us.
And I'm gonna say it one more time just in case you want to play this segment for your lady, and she was like, "Who told you to do that?" And you try to chop it up. These are our opinions, okay? So when you kick them out, don't say refuse to lose. Refuse to lose your lady because we told you these are our opinions. All right, so fellas, when y'all ready, I'm taking I got the Pistons at 1.5 versus the Clippers tomorrow, and I think that spread might change now. The Norm Powell's not gonna be there.
Yeah, I have the Washington Capitals minus 120 over the New York Rangers. Yes, I'm doing hockey.
It's right now it's -2. Tomo.
Or minus.
Oh, it is. It went up. All right, so I'm going -2 then.
Yeah, that's even like
favorite. Okay.
So I'm going Lakers. Lakers over New Orleans Pelicans -9. Zion back and all that, but New Orleans Pelicans, man, they not good right. They're not a good team. And Lakers rolling. And they playing home.
Zion might be coming out of the doghouse because he's been playing well.
He has been playing well. He's not the reason why he's not playing though. It's the team.
Yeah, team just trash.
The team is not for the team is like saying like basically like they trying to like be conservative on this stuff. He's trying to play. And he's the smallest he's ever been. Yeah, Dad, you gotta take him out.
I was gonna say I thought you was gonna take him out because he lost some weight, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Tune in to Dave's Doghouse.
There you go. And just like Dave said, you tune in to Dave's Doghouse. We have other shows on the network. So, man, got them lined up. You might as well start with Dave's Doghouse.
Let's get it. Let's make sure we got. Okay. All right. I'm on point. All right. Cool. Let's get it. You know what happened last time. All right. All right. Let me see. I'm straight. There it is. All right. Cool. All right. So this is not just a show. You watching one right now, but it's a network. Refuse to Lose Sports Network. Let's roll through the shows, y'all, if you don't mind. Where we at? There we go. First show on the network. We got BWT, Baseball with Teddy. Hey, y'all, spring training already started. Shout out to my Nets. My Nets. Shout out to Tomo's, too. Okay. Dave, who you like again? Oh, yeah, the Red Sox.
Yeah,
you know what?
Don't even think about trying to take a shot at my team.
I'm not gonna take a shot. Cool. Okay. We, like the last 2 years, we been, kind of stagnant, but we might, put some more in games though. You want to, a little meal or something,
We could put some Chipotle on that or something like that, or some Buffalo Wild Wings.
Hold on, what you mean Buffalo Wild Wings?
Come on, they got cauliflower wings. Oh. I can eat something there. Come on, come on, my boy. Come on, man. Come on, now. They got something for me.
I didn't know they had cauliflower wings.
There you go.
I'm gonna say I'm all milled out, man. I gotta find a way to get back at Carl right now. I'm down. Hey, I'm down bad.
Hey, I'm with that, Dave. Let's do that. I love Buffalo Wild Wings too. Woo! All right. BWT Baseball with Teddy. This is a baseball only show. Yeah, I know, Carl. We can do something too if you want. I'm motivated this year.
I'm like Tiger Wings. Yeah, we can get some Tiger Wings. Let me start. The last time I did.
You know what? You got Tomo. You Tomo. You take care of Carl, man. I got Dave. You take care of Carl.
Dang, he said take care of Carl.
I got my Tiger fur ready, man.
J-Mo, you know it. Yeah, J-Mo, you know it.
Well, yeah. So BWT is a baseball show with Teddy. Teddy is a Yankees fan. You can tell by his hat. It was a sad off season, but he's back to talk about some baseball. So make sure you guys tune in to BWT. More episodes are coming up soon. Make sure you guys stay tuned. Secondly, y'all can see him in the comments. This is Carl, CTC, Carl Talking College. He just did an episode earlier today, so make sure y'all go check that out. He covered last week's games as far as college basketball. Y'all know conference tournaments are coming up. He will be covering that. And, he celebrated his MSU hitting the game winner on Merlin Tomo. And March Madness is also this month. So make sure y'all stay tuned with Carl Talking College. He also tracks his record and predictions, does well all the time. So shout out to my man Carl.
Should be called Carl Talking Chipotle at this point because he right. He up.
Hey, CTC.
He up. He right.
CTC. And next we got FFC Fantasy Football with Coach Coombs. He has an episode dropping tomorrow morning, y'all. So make sure y'all stay tuned for that. It's called it's about free agency. All right. He's talking about predictions on where people are going as far as free agency. And I know he got a lot to say about Devontae Adams getting released, following Aaron Rodgers. Coach gonna go crazy. He gonna kill Deebo. I know he is. He gonna talk about Deebo watch. He gonna crush Deebo. So make sure you guys tune in to FFC Fantasy Football with Coach Coombs. Fantasy football is not right now, but football season is still here because we are in the off season. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. RBO, Real Ballers Only. NBA season is getting hot. It's the hottest thing out right now. Playoffs around the corner. Y'all know after the All-Star game, the referee let them play a little bit. Physicality goes up. So RBO is in full effect, giving y'all cool topics. We talking about main topics, under the carpet topics, all type of topics to talk on the show. Lately, he's been having Dev and J-Mo on the show consistently. He had Dave on one episode too. So, hey, hit up RBO if you want to get on, but you got to be a member though. You got to be a member. All right, so make sure you guys stay tuned for RBO. Then we got Unfazed with my boy AJ and myself. We have a show episode coming on right after this show at 9 o'clock Eastern time because he's in the Central time. So make sure y'all stay tuned for that. Y'all know we got to talk about, Deebo, all that stuff. But basically, it's a show similar to this. He's a Lakers fan. I know he's happy. I'm a Kings fan. I'm kind of happy. He's an Eagles fan. He's really happy. But I'm a Commanders fan. I'm kind of happy too. So we're going to be clashing every Tuesday. Make sure y'all stay tuned right after the show at 9 o'clock and see what I'm talking about. Then we got Dave's Doghouse. Y'all see him right here. Hey, so last time you're going to see me looking like this. Shout out to my boy. Shout out to my boy Dave and shout out to Sabrina. All right. Last time you're going to see Dave looking like this because that haircut, we got to change that logo. We got to change the whole thing. Yeah, we need to renew it. But Dave just had an episode. When was your episode last week? When was your episode?
It was last Tuesday.
Last Tuesday, but you got one coming up. I saw the notes, Dave. Dave got an episode coming up, so make sure y'all stay tuned with Dave's Doghouse. He covers all sports. We're talking about snowboarding, skiing. I'm talking about wrestling, arm wrestling. We're talking about ping pong, any type of sport that's being recorded. Dave will have you in there. Golly, he put hockey in his R2 locked him in. So make sure y'all stay tuned for Dave's Doghouse, who talks about the highlights and lowlights of anybody in the sports world. And lastly.
Also, I know people, I haven't told everybody this, but me and RBO are working together with Dave's Doghouse. So most of the picks you will see and back for this new season of Dave's Doghouse is going to be with RBO helping me out. So shout out to Vaughn.
Okay, collaboration. I love that. And finally, the fastest growing show on the network, close to 500 subscribers, which is a big deal. We got in the red corner with Missy Donson right there. Ricky in the middle, and Ty on the screen, as you can see. Now, that's Dave in the middle. But that's in the red corner. They just did a live episode 2 weeks ago, really watching the fight while recording live, and they did an episode on Sunday, all right, talking about the Tank fight and other fights. So make sure y'all tune into that episode. That comes out usually every other Sunday, all right? And that's in the red corner for y'all, boxing only. And that's
get my boys to 500 subscribers. They are close. Get them there. ASAP.
We fighting.
That's all I got for y'all. But Dave, let them know about these IG chats, man.
So as you just witnessed live on the show, I just announced some NBA news. This is what happens when you're a part of the chats. And what chats am I talking about? Am I talking about Facebook? No. Am I talking about Twitter? No. Am I talking about TikTok? No. It's Instagram chats. So if you got an Instagram, IG, that you possibly may have access to some sports news you don't get to see every single day. People talk about trades and signings and stuff, but what about injuries? What about personal news? What about, weddings? What about baby showers? You don't see that stuff all the time. You'll get that. But seriously, all the latest news is posted here. And guess what? We just launched our newest chat, which is golf. I said that it was coming, and it's here. We now have the golf chat. It's only about 4 people in there right now, but we have a golf chat now. So if you are a fan of golf, whether it's LPGA or the PGA, we have it, or the TGL, which is the newest form of golf now. If you are a fan of golf, period, you have an opportunity to get all the latest news with golf. They're here first. And these chats that we have, I'm going to name you all the sports that we have. It's NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball, college football, college basketball, men and women. You got boxing, you got WNBA, you got UFC, F1 racing, hockey, and you got soccer, or as they say, football. You got all of that. We have all these chats, including now golf. So if you want to be a part of these chats, there's something you have to do first, because they used to be free, but they're not free anymore. But you get latest news here first. You get debates. You can actually give us topics that you want us to talk about, and we'll bring it to the show. But in order for you to do that, you got to be something first. Tomo, what they got to be?
A member. And I ain't talking about the members only jackets that they used to wear back in the 90s for the OTs that's watching. I know y'all remember those, but you got to become a member. You click the link below and you become a member. We have 3 tiers that we have for you, so you can become a Refuse to Lose sports member. And again, this is not just for the fellas. We want some ladies in these chats too. We know y'all sports. Like I said, I randomly bumped into an Eagles fan, and she went crazy on me about how Dak throw interceptions in the playoffs and Hurts don't. I said, Hurts the one in the Super Bowl. She was like, but we won. I was like, you got it. You got it. Sometimes you got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. but also know when to let that credit card come out, because for $2.99 you can become a pro member and you get loyalty badges next to your name and comments when we're doing the live shows. And remember, if you become a member, this is for all these all of these perks are for all of the shows on the network. So just remember that it's not just for the show that you're watching right now, it's all of the shows that we listed. But for $2.99, you only get to join one of the sports chats that we talked about. So think about that. You get to join one sports chat. You also get priority comments. But if you bump it up to the all-star level for $4.99, you get the same perks from the pro, but you get to join multiple sports chats. So you get to be a part of all of the sports chats that we provide on Instagram. You get to request a topic or segment nominee, and you get the member-only video. So mostly member-only content. So let's just say member-only content that you could be a part of. And I'll give you a sneak peek of what that is. We have like VIP conversations and things like that with certain guests, and you could be a part of those. But for $9.99, you get the same perks from the $4.99. Yeah, but basically you do for $9.99. That's the superstar level. You get the same perks from the all-star and the pro level, but you get to be a part of not just all of our chats, but you get to be a part of the R2L VIP chat. And that's where majority of the actual conversation finishes. If there's a debate somewhere, 9 times out of 10, if it's a VIP member, you're going to finish it in the R2L chat. We also have a parlay chat that's not listed in the picture that you've seen before. It kind of helps spark the idea of the R2L lock 'em in. So if you think we're making good picks on the lock 'em in, imagine what happens when you're a superstar member and you join that parlay chat with the family that's helping you cook up more tickets. And you can provide your own tickets there as well. Also, for the superstar level, you get awards and plaques to the top performers. We just recently did our first version of our first annual R2L Day live in person, where we handed out the actual awards and plaques. We also do an episode, but because we did it live and in person, that was a live in-person actual episode where we handed out the awards. That's based upon the numbers with the episodes that you do. And we give special shout outs to our superstar members. A guy asked us a while ago, he's like, what's going to happen when y'all get 1 million superstar members? It's like, we're not going to read all 1 million of y'all, but we're going to make sure we look out for you. But for the ones that's here right now, while we the small mom and pop and we trying to make our way to the big league, shout out to all of our members, but shout out to our superstar members, Worm, Joe, Dave, myself, Teddy, Cardo, Coach, Javon, Giovanni, Chris, Decorius, Taniqua, and Tone. And if you have been watching from the beginning, you notice this list is growing. So make sure you're one of those names that we shout out, because if you're here in the beginning, just only imagine what's going to happen when the platform grows.
Let's get it, man. Let's get it. My last words. Great show, fellas. My last words. Shout out to the whole R2L network. Shout out to the whole R2L family that are our members, right? All 25 of y'all. Shout out to Lambo Anlo on the intro. Shout out to my brother at home with the logo. Shout out to my wife, Heidi. Just celebrated 10 years of marriage, February 28th on Friday. So shout out to you, my lovely lady. Appreciate you. Great wife, great mother of our kids also, and great woman of God. Appreciate you a lot. Yeah, keep it coming. Keep it coming. I can say more, y'all. But there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Shout out to my wife. But yeah, marriage is a beautiful thing, man. But Commanders, man. I don't think we started. He wanted to come to the Commanders. So shout out to the 49ers for letting us get Deebo for a 5th rounder. We appreciate that. But, we still got to get better in the offensive line. Still got to get better on the D-line. We still got to trade Jonathan Allen. And we still need another cornerback for sure. All right? So we're going to make some things shake.
Y'all want Javon Hargrave?
Y'all
want Javon Hargrave?
Hey. You know the rest of the Kendrick song. Let us get him.
Let us get Jonathan Allen. You get Javon Hargrave.
Are you talking that?
No, we good, bro. We good. We ain't trying to be the 49er Commanders.
Yeah, basically, y'all.
I mean, I thought we were the Cowboys. Who we are?
It's a blended mix.
We are, though. We are. We a blended mix. You're right.
Why you think y'all went to the actual conference championship?
But we lost, though. That makes sense now. Dang. That's we got to get some Eagles now, team. Dang.
Brandon Graham out there.
Hey, at least the 49ers make it to the Super Bowl. I can't say much about the other team. So
I know. That's why it was a Cowboy for now, because we got right in between.
Yeah. You got past the second round.
We averaged out, bro.
You got right there. Yeah. Now
we need to get some Chiefs and some Eagles.
Go that far. Go get Cranberry.
Maybe we need to go get Slay. I don't know. Who is Bradbury? Nah,
Yeah.
I don't like
He
Bradbury.
a Super Bowl champ.
Is he?
Yeah.
He was on the team.
You
Okay.
seen the picture with the best players in the NFC? You seen him up there looking like Quinyon Mitchell?
What's that running back name that got the Super Bowl? He ain't do nothing. I forgot. It was from the
Shady
Chiefs.
McCoy.
No, no.
Oh, my bad.
No, he got dropped and the Chiefs picked him up and he won. He was celebrating. It was killing him. I forgot his name. He played with the Broncos. Got his
Shady
name.
McCoy.
Yeah, the dreads. Dang, I think his name. Carl got me in the comments. But
I can't
Play
remember.
for the Broncos now.
he used to play with the Broncos. And then
I know who you're talking about because
he
he was
went
on
to
the
the Chiefs
Ravens at
last
one
second.
point.
He went to Chiefs last second, and then he won the
He
Super Bowl.
played for
I got
the
his name.
Chargers.
And he was pretty. Yes, he played for the
He
Chargers
was
too.
the Chargers starting running back.
Yes, and he was pretty. He was all right. But he didn't play with the Chiefs at all. Carl got me.
I can't remember.
But anyways, the Kings. Oh, 8:30. Okay, the Kings. Listen, y'all. I'm watching every game y'all play. I still think we could win a playoff series. You know, we still got a lot of talent on our roster. We got flying under the radar. We're on a 4-game win streak, by the way. We play the Nuggets tonight, so I'm looking forward to that game. That's what I got for y'all. Oh, the Nuggets tomorrow. Sorry.
Shout out to
Milton. No.
Nah, because he played for the. I'm trying to look him up. Why is he not showing up?
I think his name Milton, bro. But go ahead, Dave.
I don't know. Shout out to my guys that are part of the network. Shout out to everyone a part of the R2 family and the R2 members. Appreciate all of y'all. Thank you to all of my subscribers for Dave's Doghouse. I got 130 subscribers now. It's been growing. It's been growing and growing and growing consistently. So you're going to continue to get more great content out of me. Shout out to my lady, my fiance, Sabrina, who helped me with my new logo that you will be seeing soon. So appreciate you for that. And you know, man, I'm just excited about everything. Miami Heat won 3 of the last 4 games. So they starting to, I guess they want to come out the doghouse. So they starting to win some games, I guess. Shout out to Duke, of course. It looks like we're gonna do something great this season. So shout out to Coop, Canuck, and my boy Isaiah Evans. He's my favorite player on the team, and he been balling out, man. So shout out to y'all. Let's get this dub.
Tomo, Melvin Gordon.
Yep. As soon as you said Milton, I was like, that's it. It's Melvin. It's Melvin Gordon. That was him. Yep. Mm-hmm. So my last words is again, man, and I want to piggyback off of what Dave was saying. Shout out to the subscribers for all of the shows on the network also, but a special shout out to the subscribers here, and another special shout out to the subscribers on In the Red Corner and the consistent folks who pop up those Sundays that we do the episodes and keep Ricky and them riled up. Because these last 2 episodes, Ricky and Ty been agreeing too much for me, Joe. I don't know what's going on. I found a way to break the balance up just a little bit, but they've been agreeing too much. I don't know what's going on in the boxing world. But outside of that, I want to let everybody know, of course, this all season is coming and spring is coming too. So it's gonna get a little nice outside. So don't forget though, take that allergy medicine. So I don't want y'all sneezing when y'all come on air. That's all I'm saying.
And shout out to Ty for the super chat. By the way,
I'm looking for a Lakers fan,
a
Lakers fan or a LeBron James fan to be on Dave's Doghouse this Saturday. Lakers, LeBron. If you're watching, there's one of you that are available Saturday at 12 noon, let me know.
Saturday I want you, but I don't know if he'll show up. All right, y'all.
OKC, KFC, Lakers in 5.
He tripping. 5.
Definitely is.
Last but not least. Yeah. Last but not least. I know, that's the beginning. All right, y'all. That's what we got for y'all today. We'll see y'all next episode. Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.